The reason why you should forgive everyone and everything is that it will make you feel much, much better, much lighter, more positive, and that will also lead to much better manifestations. It will raise your vibration overall, and it will harmonize your relationships. You will have a lot of benefits mentally and manifestationally. Knowing that everybody has a totally different experience and also totally different interpretations is what makes forgiving so easy. That is not only about forgiving others, that is also about forgiving yourself. Because if you think about it, that other people might have a 180-degree different experience and interpretation, then what you believed was very offending or weird or creepy might not even be like that for the other person at all. To be honest, nobody wants to harm anyone from the deepest bottom of their heart, except one person is like a real psychopath, and that's just very few people on this planet. So there are very bad people out there, but don't compare any psychopath to the people around you, because there is a high chance that none of them is an actual psychopath. Also, most people are not narcissists. Now this is a very, very popular topic in social media, but it all depends on your interpretations, and as everybody is you pushed out, your interpretation makes the biggest change. So a little disclaimer before we dive in: this is not meant to be applied to relationships where there is actual abuse, gaslighting or violence, no matter if it's verbal or physical. If you are dealing with someone that is actually really abusing you, please go away from them and stay away from them. I do not encourage anybody to get back into an abusive relationship. This is not what this video is about. This video is just for most of us that are in actual loving relationships that just went wrong at some point. Whatever you have been afraid of from the past, whatever happened in the past, is completely irrelevant, because every moment is new. Everything you can manifest from now is completely unrelated to what happened before, and also everything you are concerned about for the future is completely irrelevant, because first of all, it didn't happen yet, and secondly, it will probably not even happen that way anyway, unless you're thinking about it so much that it will manifest. And you don't want that to happen, so don't think about these concerns. Better focus on the now. If you focus on the now and set yourself free, then you will expand, then you will manifest much better, because your overall vibe is much better, because you're not distracted by the future or by the past, and you will also be much, much happier and live a much happier life overall. If you focus on the now, that will give you the capacity to focus on what you want, and that will lead to absolutely amazing manifestations. You will live a happier life, you will attract better things, so forget about the past and the future as well. Live in the moment, and within that moment you can put some sprinkles of whatever you like into it, whatever you like to manifest. Be grateful for every moment that you are alive, and then on top of that, add some future gratitude to manifest exactly what you want. The next thing I want to talk about is that you should never trust your thoughts and your feelings and your interpretations, because they might be very, very different from what actually happened. And everybody's interpretation of every situation is very, very different. Everybody has a different backstory and a different experience, so don't make any conclusions from what you experience to what other people experience. You can never trust your thoughts or feelings, so don't take them seriously, because everything might be very, very different from what you experienced and what you thought. So your mind makes up all of this logic and sense, and it's trying to squeeze everything into boxes. Forget about logic. Even in science, logic is only used to make sense of a very, very tiny part of the big picture. So many things in this universe are way, way beyond our knowledge and our logic. Logic is only a system that should make us navigate easier in this complex world, but not everything is logic, and manifesting follows its totally own logic. In manifesting, things are created from your heart and from your imagination, and not from outside circumstances and actions. We all have very different perceptions, we all have very different interpretations, and that is what makes forgiveness so easy, because probably the other person did not want to hurt you. Maybe they didn't even notice, or maybe they didn't want that. I'm sure from the bottom of the heart, nobody wants to hurt their loved ones. And if there were situations that were less than perfect, then maybe that person didn't intend that at all. People are driven by their ego minds. Their ego minds make mistakes. It's not coming from their most inner selves. From the bottom of their hearts, nobody wants to hurt anybody that is important to them. So you can forgive them much, much easier if you think about that. Also, if you are grieving because you hurt somebody, don't trust your interpretation either. Don't drive yourself crazy over your mistakes, and think about that other person lovingly and from true unconditional love, and they will definitely feel that no matter what happened before. Don't compare situations, because everybody is completely different. Every situation is new, every moment is new. Everything that happens now between you and another person is totally not comparable with what happened before with other people. Don't make the mistake to conclude from one situation to another and from one person to another. This is absolutely a bad idea, because you can get yourself into more and more trouble if you do that, instead as if you are just living in the moment and seeing every situation as a new situation and every person as a new person, and everything that happens as totally separate from former situations and events. You cannot conclude from person A to person B, and you can also not conclude from situation A to situation B. You always have to make a new analysis, but better is to not make any analysis at all and just think lovingly about the situation and about that other person or other involved people, and you should not compare that with anybody or anything that happened in the past. Especially if whatever happened between you and another person is about a romantic relationship, then just think about them lovingly. Don't think about them as any kind of enemy or any kind of bad person. Think about them from unconditional love. You can forgive easily if you think about what I told you in this video. So I hope you liked the video. Click the like and the subscribe button if you didn't already. Also hit the bell to be notified whenever I come up with a new video. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see you again in the next video or in the comments. So happy manifesting, know your power, and see you next time. Bye bye.